Welcome back to Storytime number 3. This is the last in a series of 3 story times. This story comes from a book titled The Dark Diamond. Summary of the story first. Wendy had no idea when she opened her emails that morning that an email she thought that had been mistakenly sent to her was going to throw her normal, laid-back, easygoing world into mass chaos. Her safe world was about to explode into drama, intrigue, kidnapping, and much more when she couldn't ignore her gut feeling that there was much more to this email than met the eye. Her curiosity and persistence would take her into the world of the black market. Would she recognize the signs of fake versus real romance by the time everything came to an end or not? Now I'll read a portion of Chapter 10. Rhonda sat beside Wendy's bed, holding her hand, wondering what all had happened that Wendy had not told her about. She couldn't help but wonder why she had not seen the subtle signs that Wendy was holding something back when they talked. The biggest sign had been the sparse email updates. Another more subtle sign had been Wendy not calling her. Wendy had never liked talking on the phone, so Rhonda had always counted her blessings when she got the occasional phone call. Rhonda had been so wrapped up in her own life lately, with moving, her mom sick, her son finishing high school, that she had missed all of those signs. Come on, Wendy. It's time to wake up. Come on, girlfriend. You have a lot of explaining to do. The only sound in the hospital room was their breathing. Rhonda shook Wendy's hand and spoke louder to her. Wendy, wake up. You need to give me the scoop on what has been going on. Wake up. Nothing. Not a sound, not a whisper, not even a moan. The only sounds in the room were their breathing and the ticking of the clock on the wall Rhonda had not noticed before. She had been sitting for what seemed like forever. Tick, tick, tick. Her head drooped. She felt herself dozing off, sitting in the chair. Just as she was about to fall asleep, she felt Wendy squeeze her hand. It was slight, but it was there. Rhonda looked up into Wendy's face. Come on, Wendy, wake up. I am here. I am not going anywhere. Wendy moaned, turning her head from side to side, her eyelids fluttering open. What happened? Where am I? What are you doing here? Shh. Everything is going to be all right. You were in an accident. You have a broken leg and a concussion, but you are going to be just fine. Wendy's eyes closed shut again. Rhonda went to get the doctor. Sean saw Rhonda leaving Wendy's room and rushed out to talk to her. What's going on? Has there been any change? Wendy is regaining consciousness. I'm going to go get the doctor. Sean watched Rhonda walk away and took that moment to slip into Wendy's room, quietly closing the door. Turning around, he stopped when he saw Wendy laying there in that hospital bed. He could barely breathe. He felt like someone had punched him in the gut. Wendy moaned, turning her head back and forth. Sean shook himself out of his stupor and hurried to her bedside. Sitting down, he reached for her hand, holding it between both of his hands. Come on, Wendy, wake up. I need to ask you some questions. Don't worry, though. Everything is going to be all right. A few tense minutes went by before Wendy opened her eyes, turned her head, and looked at the man behind the voice beside her bed. What the hell happened? She asked. That is what I need you to tell me, he said. Wendy closed her eyes and scowled, trying to think back to what had happened. I don't remember much. I saw the patio door open, walked over to close it, and that is all I remember until I woke up in my bedroom on my bed. My wrists were tied to the headboard, my ankles were bound. I heard voices, but none I recognized. Laying there listening to the voices, I came to the conclusion it had to have something to do with Dan and the packages he had wanted me to resend to him. I must have passed out again. The next thing I remember was being untied and forced to walk to my car, get in, and start driving. That's it. That's all I remember.